Fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Friday, August the 8th, the year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap-up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, have risk management in place so you never lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one trading session. So we'll take a look at the weekly chart here as soon as my computer wants to take us to the weekly chart. And we look at the dashboard, all the weekly open gaps filled. And for the pound, we're 151 pips above the weekly open, 19 off the high, 180 off the low. And looking to the left, you can see we're in the upper wick zone for the previous week. If we zoom back or zoom out to the monthly, we're 18 off the high, 294 off the low, and 235 above the monthly open. Notice we're within that big candle body of last month. And let's take a look at the opening ranges for the week and the month. We are above both of those at the moment. And we're also above the yearly opening range. Speaking of the year, we are 921 pips above the yearly open, 358 off the high, and 1332 off the low. We had an inside bar 3 days ago. If anybody took advantage of that, and if you're still in the trade, you're over 100. You're up over 100 pips at the moment. Now, you have to remember these inside bars don't happen that often on the daily, but when they do, they usually prove to be profitable. And we only have 31 pips of range, only 2 pairs over 100, with the pound yen, the beast, leading the way here, and then dollar yen following closely behind. And the yen pairs seem to be leading across the charts here. Must be some news with the yen. And back to the pound, you can see we've just been up and down right through the buy zone and right here. So once again, with only 31 pips of range, there's really not much happening. But you can see it has been oscillating between, it looks like between the 21 and 50 with a few outliers. Notice there's this huge M30 return bar that was put in yesterday. That looks like some late news because there was another one right here. That was during the 5:30 news. 5:30 my time. 8:30 New York time. And as you can see, the range is too low for rat trades. Bambino flex indicating a long near the pivot long. And we haven't been near the pivot yet. So you can see we got a bunch of missed pivots so far in August. We've got 3. We almost took this pivot out from 9 days ago. That was the last pivot there in July. Just missed it by 1 pip. Got a couple 1 pip misses here. So I would assume one of these pivots gets taken out probably next week. Take a look at the weekly. Last week's pivot still open, and 4 weeks ago, or missed. And we have a missed pivot back in March. In and out of that upper wick zone, you can see here, price just doesn't like staying in the wick zone. Only about 1 out of 4 times will it close in the wick zone. For the week, 200 pips of range puts us right in the middle at the 50 percentile. We broke out of the previous high by 1 pip. We did not break out of the previous low. High minus close at the moment, 19. Close minus low, 181. For the weekly crossover traders, high minus open, 170, and open minus low, 29. So we just, 9 minutes ago, we started a new M30 candle, and you can see it's been moving towards indicator 2. Not much range to be had. Looking at the 3-level ZZ indicator here, trading off the lower highs, higher lows. You see we had a trigger here, good for 11 pips at the moment. We got a highest low right here, and that's at 34,357. We're right around that level. Got a 2-ball. You can see we've got green here, close minus opens. And if anything, that would have faked you out, but I wouldn't have taken that trade because of all this green right here. Don't want to go. One of the things is not trading against the M30 candle color. When I analyzed my losses, that stuck out like a sore thumb. It's like, how many times trading against the M30 did I get burned? And that's one of the things about trading. You have to take a look at your performance. I talked about feedback. That was some huge feedback, and part of the problem was when I was also looking at it, or what I was doing, I would get in, within the first 5 minutes of the M30, and then if it would go against me, I was trying to average in and trade my way out of it. But the M30 just kept rolling. So what I've learned to do is I can either cut it, say at 5 pip loss or so, or what I can do is I can stick a hedge on it, say around 5 pips, and then just keep trading with my next signal. And I should be able to make up the difference. Now, the reason to quote unquote hedge, so let's say I got a signal to go long, or in this case, let's say I got a signal to go short and then it went against me, so it's going up. Well, then I put the hedge on, and then I'll start taking, if I keep getting long signals, then I'll keep trading long, and that'll usually more than make up those 5 pips. And then if I get another short signal, I can take that and then make up the 5 pips. But sometimes, especially if you're struggling, it's just better to take the loss rather than try and do something super fancy. It's keeping things simple. And so right here you can see you just had a higher low trade trigger. And for those of you who might be tuning in, the R3 is a 3 ball at the top. The S3 is a 3 ball at the bottom. And I think I forget how many of these I put in. And then you can see here the dot or the dash dot. That's the Fibonacci retrace between this and this. So right here you can see it's done a 23. I think that's a 10. And that's usually an entry, a reversal entry for me is getting in somewhere around here. So you can see here, there was a signal or to take the highest low. And either one would have paid off nicely. And then you see the 1 ball came into play. Now, taking that trade, when taking it against the M30, but it's not at the beginning. It's more towards the middle of the time on the candle. So if I switch this to M30, you can see there's just over 15 minutes left. And then you look at the range, and based on what price has been doing, you know, that's pretty much it. Most likely. We saw that right here. And also right here, you can see there's indicator 2 at 34.35. What chart was it? So going back to here, so indicator 2 is right here at 34.35. So it turned from close being above it to the close being below it, or price above it, price below it. So right in here, you can see all the different signals that happen. And those of you who've been around know when I get a 1 ball, I exit, and you can see why. So when I see that 1 ball first appear, I'm usually out because I'd rather be mad with a couple pip win than be mad, you know, giving back those pips and seeing a loss. And so you can see here, things have turned. Indicator turn. So right here, once again, there's indicator 2. So let's take a look here. The ATR percent for August right now is at 64. That's not too bad. We'll look at the range. Month, 312 pips. That's definitely not the lowest. So we still have 3 trading weeks left in August. So I would imagine we're going to expand that range. We can look at the accumulated range so far. We have not pushed it for the year. And let's just see what will the ATR is at 485, which is more than July. In fact, August has the highest ATR. So have to look to see if price extends. Okay. Previous bar was an outside bar on the month. On the weekly, it's still inside that upper wick zone. Buyer strong control at the moment. And on the daily, prices between the wick zones right now. Fade the pivot. So, fellow traders, I hope you're profitable, whether it be daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or for the year. And I'm going to wish you all a fun and safe weekend. And as always, I need you to remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.